Hello, it's been brought to my attention that BlueJ no longer supports applets. So it makes it very, very hard to write applets without applet support. So to keep our uh, assignments and our homework pretty much on task, what we're going to be doing is we're going to migrate from applets to JFrame. And JFrame is part of the Swing library, and that is still included in BlueJ, and it's actually used for desktop applications opposed to web applets. So let's get started to see how we can do this. So in BlueJ, you're going to create a new class. We're going to call this class JFrame example, and I'm going to click OK. Now, when I open this particular piece, we're going to have tons of pieces of information. I am going to remove the comments in this particular video. You should definitely use comments to explain your reasoning and logic, but for now, I'm just going to leave this as a very bare bones thing so you can see what I'm actually doing. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a public static void main method. Now this method is the start of every program, and I'm going to keep it here as well. Now, when you make this, you're going to put the actual JFrame in here, and the JFrame requires a little bit of front work, but once you get the foundation laid, it is exactly like the applet, and it actually runs a little bit faster and more efficient too. So let's go with JFrame. I'm going to name my JFrame frame. I'm going to type in new JFrame, and whatever I'm going to put into these parentheses here is going to show up right here at the top of the program. So I'm going to put in here testing out JFrame, exclamation mark. So things that you need to do is you need to create a frame, and we're going to set the default close operation. Now on Mac, it actually will default to this. However, on Windows, whenever you click the X button, it will bring up like Task Manager saying it's no longer running. So make sure that you go ahead and put this in here. This is only telling you when I press the X, close the program. The next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to do frame.setSize. I'm going to set the size to 500 by 500. I'm going to leave a space there because I'm going to put something else there in a few moments. And then I'm going to do frame.setVisible. I'm going to say that's true. Now, I should have a little error right here under frame, and that's because I'm not importing it. So let's import it real quick. So I'm going to type in import javax.swing.jframe. So now I should be able to compile this. Compiles great. So let's run this particular one. And I have a testing out JFrame right where I set it, and it's just a gray box. Now I can change the background color of this by going right after here and go frame.getContentPane, and then I'm going to do set background color, and let's do red. So I can compile this. Oh, I forgot the imports. I'm sorry about this. So we're going to do import java.awt.color. Now I can compile it. Void run. Now we have a red frame. Perfect. So how can we actually draw things in here? And this is where a little bit of an object-oriented approach comes in to play. So we're going to create a constructor called JFrame example. Now the constructor must be named the same thing as the class. That is something that students really need to know. So if they're not naming their stuff JFrame example, this constructor needs to be whatever you name the class. The second thing that we're going to be doing in here is we're going to put in a paint method. So public void paint graphics G. And just like before, we'll need to add the import for graphics. Graphic resides in the java.awt folder as well. So we have everything here. Before we ended up doing extends applet, here we are going to do extends JComponent. And it's not JF, it's JComponent. Perfect. We're going to get another error. We're going to need to import it. We're going to do javax.swing.jComponent. All right. And we should be able to compile this now. Perfect. Now treat the JFrame example just like the initialize method. The only difference here is we need to call it. So you know this blank line we left here? We're going to do frame.add, and we're going to do new JFrame example. Perfect. So once we do this, we're going to do g.setColor. I'm going to set the color to white. And I'm just going to do fill rectangle, 50 by 50 by 50 by 50, just to show something. And this right here, we should be able to run first by going to the main method. We should be able to run this out and see what we're looking at. Now, there are going to be a couple things that are a little bit different going down the road. I'll be more happy to explain those, but mouse listener works exactly the same. Key listener works a little bit different. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but thanks for watching, and good luck and happy programming. Bye.